Oh, that arrived early. Uh, well, that was delayed. Oh, it's too late. What is all this, right? What is early, late, delayed, too soon? What are they except mere thoughts, perceptions, constructs? A word defined, given a meaning, some kind of purpose, but all conceived as a construct. It's exactly that, a construct. Meaning that it isn't definitive, it isn't actual, it isn't factual, it isn't real. Now, how do you define, how do you say that something is early or something is late or something is running late or something has been delayed or what's with the delay? You measure it, right? And how do you measure it in the human experience? You measure it by time. And what is time if not a construct as well? Time has been, quite frankly, invented. Maybe you'll find someone that will contend to that, but give it a thought, and you'll find that time itself is a construct. Time has been invented, innovated, whatever. But it has been put forth, it has come about, it has been conjured into being in this experience as a way, you could say even as a tool, for organization, kind of clear, concise measurement for everyday life. Without time, without a kind of applied measure to this time, there wouldn't be a schedule, right? A fixed schedule for doing certain things or perceiving certain things, or see where I'm getting at? Or getting something done by this. There wouldn't be deadlines, there wouldn't be targets to meet, there wouldn't be a submission of something by this. There wouldn't be belated, there wouldn't be in advance, there wouldn't be any of these things that have been then applied to practically everything in this experience. So if you go to see from the vantage of organizing and sort of clearing the dust, the chaos, the mayhem that would have probably been, right, had time not been invented, uh, sure, from that vantage, it makes sense. It makes organized sense. But that does not dismiss the fact that it still remains to be a construct. And so, what is it that I'm trying to not only say, but actually hint at here, if it isn't obvious already, is that given that it is a construct, not perhaps, but I genuinely seem to find that if you don't apply that to perceptions of how you go about doing perhaps a lot, if not all, things or experiences in this vast experience that we call the human experience, if you don't apply, that means as is, as authentic as possible, as it was meant to be, right? So everything flows, everything just unfolds and unravels. There's no preconceived notions about something that this should be within this time frame, or else it implies that. Okay, so let me posit an example. Okay, now we're all very well versed in relationship lingo, right? Connections, again, any kind. But we have this impression that, say, when you're getting to know someone or you are waiting for someone, and if they show up late, then it's considered, well, not a good sign. Or if you're getting to know someone and they talk a certain way a bit too soon, or they don't talk a certain way a bit too early, or when they should, right? And it happens a bit later. So now you start thinking all kinds of things, right? Because it's all, again, preconceived. They're all absorbed, sponged from the intel that has been already fed to you, right? Subconscious programming. So, again, let's venture a very simple example, right? Let me get more detailed about it. So, you're getting to know someone, okay? Could it be a friendship, a paramour, right? Something romantic. And say they don't quote unquote measure up. And so by that I mean, say they start talking to you or say something sooner, note the word sooner, than you would anticipate from someone in that kind of situation. Or you anticipate something and yet it's not happening with this person, and you take it to mean something else, all because it doesn't fit within that time frame, that so-called time frame. Or if something fits in a different kind of time frame, then it implies another thing. If it fits into that other kind of time frame, then oh, it must mean that. Do you see the ridiculousness of all this, the absurdity, the nonsense, the noise? Let's call it the noise. This is the noise. Welcome to the noise, because there's plenty of it. There's plenty of it painting everything and how we move or navigate the human experience, and how we navigate relationships and connections, how we navigate our interactions, okay? Even our everyday interactions sometimes. And this is what it means to let go and detach and genuinely just be and flow and let it unravel and unfold and wake up. Wake up to what I'm going to say next, and to construct, to actually build, to create your own thought about it. your own thought of it. Based on what? Not information that you have absorbed growing up, information that you've been fed by the media or environment or culture or family or whatever in your years of experience in this human experience. No, sir. But all that is true as your highest self, as consciousness, the whisper, the voice of God that is channeling, that is constantly streaming through, that you often don't hear because of the noise, right? So when you just, you could say, tap in, are receptive to the truth, to your, again, you could call it intuition, you could call it gut, you could call it knowing. You tune into that frequency, and that's how you move. That's how you orient yourself and you create your experiences, not based on how you've been told to create it. Because that's not creating anything original. That's not even creating. You're not creating. You're practically implementing what has been laid out, what has been put forth, what you have been told by whatever source. And so I challenge you to create. And it's not even that much of a challenge, if at all, because I ask you to actually live and do what it is that you are able to do. And that, honey, is to create. You are able to create. You have been fated to create. So build, create new thoughts, new ways of thinking. Better yet, your way of thinking. What feels right for you, what feels right to you, what does not feel right to you, what does not feel healthy to you, what does not feel healthy for you, what feels healthy for you, to you, for you, by you. Your frequency. Measure it. If you want to measure anything, then measure it to frequency, to energy, yours, and create from that source, from your source, the source that is you as awareness. And with this powerful sense that you have in you that I call knowing. And when you flow forth with that, from that, the rest speaks for itself.